Brandon Phillips ready to go for Cincinnati. Alex White fires and the fastball is high, ball one. Phillips at 298, a dozen homers, 74 runs batted in for Brandon. Had a double and 3 tries last night. Also drew the leadoff walk in that 4-run 6th inning for the Reds. Swings and pops it up. Right side, foul ground. Jason Giambi will make the catch over his shoulder. And we're underway with a foul out against Brandon Phillips. Got started right on time at 2:10 Mountain Daylight Time. A beautiful 73 degrees here this afternoon. Game time and temperature brought to you by the Colorado-based Honey Smoked Fish Company. Healthy, all-natural honey smoked salmon available at Costco, King Soopers, and City Markets. Chris Heisey will be the next hitter. Getting to start in left field this afternoon. Right-handed batter puts a bunt down. White off the mound. Bare hand pickup, off balance throw, and he throws it up the right field line. That's going to allow Heisey to get all the way to third. Gonzalez's throw is almost in time, but Heisey with 3 bases on the bunt. Base hit on the bunt, and then a 2-base throwing error on Alex White, who was clearly off balance when he set to make that throw.
Yeah, that's a tough one for the Rockies pitcher, and a good move here for Chris Cianetti. He's going to go out to the mound and talk to his pitcher, just try to settle him down. There was absolutely no chance that Jason Giambi could catch that ball in that throw. He was leaning, like Jack said, off balance. He was leaning toward the mound, almost falling sideways, and that throw kind of fouled him leaning that direction.
So the Reds took advantage of 2 errors last night. They get an error here in the first inning on Alex White, and they get Joey Votto to the plate. Then the first pitch to the reigning MVP of the National League is low for ball one. Votto with .317 on the year, 26 homers, 91 RBIs. 1 for 4 last night. That hit came in the 4-run 6th inning. Fastball away, 2-0. Jerry and I had a very interesting conversation with Jeff Brantley, the former big league pitcher who now works on the radio side for the Reds with Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame broadcaster. 2-0 pitch to Votto, fouled at the plate. And he was asking us about Alex White, Jerry, and it was interesting what Jeff talked about in terms of Alex recovering from that pulley tendon injury on the middle finger of his pitching hand.
He said, is he throwing up when he misses, throwing the ball up in the zone? We both shook our head yes. He said, well, that's the reason. That is exactly why he's up in the zone, because of that injury.
2-1 pitch is fouled out of play, 2-2. Jeff talking, he said, when I pitched, my index finger either got in the way or it was just along for the ride. He said almost all the power and command of my pitches came from my middle finger.
Makes you wonder why we don't hear about more of those injuries. We heard one last year from Jorge De La Rosa, and this year White. Those are the only 2 I've ever heard of.
I'm the same way. 2-2 the count on Votto. White fires a fastball and Votto lays off. It's high, full count.
Here's the pitch that Alex White's been trying to throw a little more, that 4-seam fastball when he's ahead in the count, and get up in velocity a little bit more, that time at 94, and try to get that hitter to chase a little bit. That time Votto was pretty disciplined.
Heisey at third with 1 out in a first inning scoreless game at the moment. 3-2 pitch is rolled foul down the right side. You look at Votto's numbers and they're down a little bit from last year, but he's still among the league leaders in a lot of categories. Makes you appreciate how wonderful a year he had last season. I mean, most players would love to have the numbers he has now, but last year something special. Another 3-2 foul, this time off to the left. Because he's hitting .317, that's among the league leaders. Likewise in the home runs and RBIs. And then you look at some of the other numbers. He leads the league in walks, leads the league in road batting, leads the league in batting with runners in scoring position.
I think he's on top and on base percentage too.
Yeah, so it's a lot of good work still. Another 3-2 is just a little flare to center field. It'll drop for a base hit. Takes a funny bounce on Dexter Fowler, and that's going to allow Votto to get a base. Dexter looked like he was going to try and make a play on the ball, then backed off, and when it hit, the ball spun in a direction he wasn't expecting, and it's going to be a base hit, an RBI, and another Rockies error.
2 errors in the same inning has led to a run. Rockies had it to handcuff him last night. Same thing early in this one. Maybe you get the thing out of the way early this afternoon.
Still only 1 out for Alex White. Now facing Jay Bruce, who will sky a ball foul and out of play to the left.
I understand you have to give Dexter Fowler an error there, but Jack was correct. That ball took a sideways hop when it dropped. I mean, it almost went a 90-degree turn on Dexter Fowler. He thought he was going to hop right to him, but hopped sideways on him. He had to run it down.
The Rockies, who came in with great defensive numbers on the year overall, commit 4 errors in the last 2 ball games, even though they're the second best defense in the National League behind Philadelphia. Pitch way inside Jay Bruce. He has to jackknife back to avoid that fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, we're told that Alex White, very mentally tough and very aware of his circumstances, his surroundings when he's pitching. He is a very heady pitcher, understands how to pitch in certain situations. Well, here's a real test for him right here. You got 2 errors in the inning, 1 he commits, 1 in center field. You've got to bear down.
He checks Votto at second. 1-1 to Bruce. Swing and a miss. Good high fastball there with a 4-seamer. 1-2. Well, and as Jerry and I were referencing in our conversation with Jeff Brantley, Jeff went on to say that with that finger injury, it's probably going to be next spring training before we start to see the Alex White pre-injury to fully get it back to 100%. 1-2 pitch, again too far inside with a fastball. 2-2. Similar caution, and the Rockies know it, that even though Jorge De La Rosa is ahead of schedule and looks like he may be back by early May next year, it doesn't mean he's just going to pick up where he left off. 2-2 pitch, a little bit low, full count. I mean, they've got every hope and some expectation that he'll be back and as good or better than he was before the injury, but it won't necessarily be in those initial starts as he gets himself back into gear. And that's what Alex White's going through right now. 3-2 pitch to Jay Bruce. He fouled off a fastball. Bruce was expecting that in, and he was able to reach out on that fastball away, and the left-handed batter got a piece. 1-0 Reds, 1 out here in the top of the first. A couple of hits and a couple of errors have provided Cincinnati with the first score. Alex White trying to keep it to just 1. Facing the Reds, cleanup hitter Jay Bruce. Another 3-2 pitch. He is rolled toward short. Tulo will go to first in time. On the play, Votto able to move to third. That ball was hit up the middle, and Votto knew he could advance. But now there are 2 outs in the inning.
Now, good to have Troy Tulowitzki back at shortstop. That game last night reminded me of how important that defensive shortstop is. He anchors your infield. He really kind of anchors the entire defense. But last night, Chris Nelson unable to handle a hop on a throw from right and threw a ball away at second base on the same play. You wonder how that game would have gone had that not happened last night.
Juan Francisco will swing at the first pitch and roll it to Mark Ellis. Over to Giambi, and that will end the frame. So Alex White gives up an unearned run, but that's it in the top of the first. Rockies coming to bat here on the Rockies Radio Network.
Delicious.
First for Bronson Arroyo, who'll face Dexter Fowler. Switch hitter batting left-handed, leading things off for the Rockies, and Dexter will take a breaking ball for strike one. Fowler in last night's ball game had a hit in 4 tries. 5 hits on the homestand. Swings and fouls it off to the left. It's 0-2. Bronson Arroyo with that unique delivery, and that when he raises his front leg, his left leg, his knee is locked, so his leg is straight as he goes into his motion. 0-2 pitch is a little bit high, 1-2. You'll see guys with high kicks, but generally it's that knee that's going higher than anything else. With Arroyo, it's the foot, not as high as the incomparable Juan Marichal used to be when he'd have that foot up over his head like a punter. But Arroyo gets that front leg up high with the straight leg. 1-2. High again, 2-2. And I don't know, you know, I bad on my part. I've never asked a hitter if it's distracting at all.
I would guess it would be. Look, you can't help but see that leg out there looking for the baseball, and then you see that leg coming by it, and then you'd see the ball behind it.
Yeah, because baseball players are such creatures of habit. When you get something that's different, takes a while to adjust. 2-2 swing and a miss at a slow breaking ball, and a strikeout for Arroyo to start his afternoon. 1 week from today, Saturday, September 17th, when the Giants are in town. King Supers and the Rockies want to salute fans with a King Supers lunch bag to the first 10,000 fans. There'll be special giveaways between innings as well. Get your tickets to the game against the Giants at any Rockies ticket outlet. Mark Ellis, Rockies second baseman, will look at a pitch that misses outside to the right-handed hitter for ball 1. Mark at .241 on the year, 5 homers, 33 runs batted in. He swings and drives it pretty well to left field, and guess what? This game is tied. Touch him all time for Mark Ellis. His 6th of the year, his 5th as a Rocky, And the long ball bedevils Bronson Arroyo one more time.
Wow. Did he ever get a hold of that one? That one's almost up to the concourse level. It's about 2 rows from the top, out in the bleachers in left field. Got a hanging breaking ball, and Mark Ellis is ready for it. You know, it's interesting. The other day I was talking to Carney Lansford when Ellis was hitting, and he said, and Carney said to us, he said, I'm surprised Mark Ellis doesn't hit more home runs. He's got that kind of strength. Hit a long one there.
He showed it there, and with that Rockies home run, the Berg Simpson Law Firm will make another generous donation to Craig Hospital. Carlos Gonzalez will take a pitch inside. I like Cargo's comments after being ejected last night. He said, you know, I let my emotion build a little bit, but I got to remember with Tulo out, I couldn't afford to be thrown out of the game. And he drives it to right field, and it will hit off the scoreboard. Picked up by Jay Bruce. It'll be close at second. The slide, he's just in ahead of the tag of the shortstop Maleka. By Jay Bruce, caught that ball barehanded off the scoreboard. It got out there so fast, Cargo really had to hustle to get double 27.
Cargo saw that whole play in front of him. I don't think he hesitated at all, and if he does hesitate, he's going to be out. Jay Bruce has a very good arm, and he threw a one-hopper to second base that was just a little bit late.
So a home run and a double as the Rockies go after Bronson Arroyo. He came in with an ERA at 5, and in his trips to Coors Field, his earned run average is over 6. Troy Tulowitzki the hitter, and Troy will take a fastball outside for ball 1. Rockies cleanup man off last night with the soreness in his left hip, hitting at .305 with 30 home runs and a career high 103 runs batted in. Go ahead run in the person of Carlos Gonzalez out there at second. 1-0 pitch is on the outside corner this time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thanks to our friends at IBM for the great job they do with the e-mentoring program. Jerry and I and all of us affiliated with the Rockies broadcast happy to be a part of the IBM Home Runs for Youth program, one of the many ways that IBM connects with kids. 1-1 pitch is on that outside corner again, same spot, and both times Troy thought it was wide, but he's in the hole 1-2. Well, what a second half, or at least in Cargo's case, what a remarkable last 5 weeks in terms of coming back with a flourish after the wrist injury. Bluff out towards second. Brandon Phillips had been around the bag for much of the time, then he backed away, and that's when Arroyo turned to make a throw to second, but held on to the baseball. Cargo, since coming off the DL, has 9 doubles, 10 homers, 33 runs batted in. 1-2 to Tulowitzki. He went outside again with a fastball, and Arroyo missed. 2-2. Jason Giambi would hit next. Reds get an unearned run in the top of the first inning. Rockies answer with a long home run from Mark Ellis. A double by Gonzalez. He's out there hoping his buddy can bring him home, and Troy Tulowitzki trying to do just that. There goes Gonzalez, a 2-2 lined into left field for a base hit, and Cargo can stroll home on RBI 104 by Troy Tulowitzki. 2-1 Rockies.
Well, pretty good chance he's going to make it anyway, but on the move like that, stealing a base, he could see the play in front of him, saw the ball was going to drop, and able to shift gears downward a little bit and just kind of cruise home. Well done by Tulowitzki as well. Troy didn't like a couple of calls, but he came back and got the base hit anyway.
Jerry and I get pressured at times to come up with appropriate verbs to describe the baseball being hit. That one was rifled.
I like that verb.
That was to left field in a hurry. Now Jason Giambi, still only 1 out for the Rockies, and a curveball from Arroyo drops in for a strike. Jason getting the start at first base this afternoon. Todd Helton, in all likelihood, back in there tomorrow. Giambi at 267 on the year. A dozen homers, 29 runs batted in. Tulowitzki steps off to his lead at first. Giambi swings, and he's going to foul it almost into the booth of Marty Brenneman and Jeff Brantley of the Reds next door. Speaking of Marty, for those of you who like listening to the Rockies Q&A show on Sundays, he'll be our guest tomorrow on Rockies Q&A. 12:05 on the flagship, 850 KOA, and online at RockiesRadioNetwork.com. 2 strikes, a count on Giambi. The pitch, did he hold up? They appeal down at third, and yes, he did. 1-2 on Jason as he stayed away from a high fastball. After a strikeout, 3 straight hits for the Rockies and a pair of runs to take a 2-1 lead here in the first. High on the next offering to Giambi, 2-2. I think what the fans will like in the conversation tomorrow with Marty Brenneman, people don't realize, besides being a Hall of Fame baseball broadcaster, Marty has been one of the great basketball announcers. Doesn't do it anymore, but he was just a phenomenal college basketball broadcaster. 2-2 foul to the screen, and some memorable moments that he had the privilege of broadcasting. Count stays at 2-2. Of course, I teased him. I mean, he's from North Carolina. He has to be a basketball fan.
He didn't have a choice there, does he?
Tobacco Road, come on. Arroyo finally gets his sign that he wants from Hannigan. The 2-2 is sliced foul, and it'll drift back into the lower deck on the third base side.
You're thinking Marty might be polling in a small way for the Rockies because Alex White and Chris Iannetta are both North Carolina guys.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Of course, when I was in the booth, Jeff Brantley, I believe, is a Mississippi State grad, and he had the Mississippi State Auburn football game on and glued to the monitor. Another 2-2 is hit pretty well to center field. Going back, Stubbs, warning track, wall, forget about it. Touch of all time for Jason Giambi. The Rockies with a 4 spot in the first inning. A 4-1 lead. The Giambino got all of that one.
Wow, 30 at bats now for Giambi and 13 home runs. You got to be kidding me. He leads Major League Baseball in home runs per at bat. He just added to it right there.
Breaks a tie for 42nd on the all-time list with Mike Piazza. That's number 428 for Giambi. 39 home runs now allowed by Bronson Arroyo. One shy of equaling Eric Milton for the all-time Reds record in that dubious category. And Seth Smith, he'd love to be the guy to give Arroyo the record. Ball 1 outside.
I was going to say we're early too in this ball game.
And Arroyo's sitting there thinking, I know I never like coming to this place. Breaking ball in for a strike, evens the count at 1-1 on Seth, who had a couple of hits and his 10th stolen base of the season last night. Rockies lost 4-1 last night. They have a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the first inning today.
Started pretty good for Arroyo with a strikeout. Then it goes home run, double, single, home run.
Pitch, a breaking ball, just caught the back door on the outside corner to the left-handed hitter for a called strike 2. And how badly did the home runs hurt Bronson Arroyo? 55% of all the runs he's allowed this year have come off home runs. Smith trying to hit one, skies it. First base side fighting the sun, and finally making the play, Joey Votto, about 60 feet down the first baseline in foul ground. He had some trouble with the sun there, but made the play.
Boy, Votto saw the ball come off the bat. He was standing by the bag, for a long time, waiting for that ball to come down. He lost it, picked it back up, and caught it about 15 or 20 feet away from the bag.
He does not have sunglasses. Brandon Phillips, the second baseman, does, and you could see Phillips racing over. He was going to be there to try and help Votto out if he could. 2 outs now for Jordan Pacheco, and the Rockies rookie will take a strike on the outside corner. Jordan 2 for 9 with a couple of RBIs in this first week in the big leagues. Arroyo's next pitch, check swing by Pacheco, and the breaking ball is low, 1-1. Pitch outside, 2-1. Talked about Bronson Arroyo not liking Coors Field. In, at the moment, 18 innings of pitching, he's allowed 17 runs in this park. Two-one to Pacheco. High strike at the letters with a fastball, 2-2. 4-1 Rockies. The unearned run of the top of the first inning erased with a couple of long balls, and Pacheco trying to keep the inning going. This will be the 30th pitch of the inning for Arroyo, and it's outside, 3-2 on the right-handed hitter. The righty's ready. The 3-2. Lined into right center field for a base hit. Stubbs over to cut it off. Pacheco will take a big turn and hold. 5th hit of the inning for the Rockies. They lead 4-1, and the inning's not done. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Rockies. Along with our producer engineer Mike Rotolo, Jerry Schimmel, and yours truly Jack Corrigan, glad you could join us for Rockies baseball today. Whatever you're doing on this gorgeous day, those of you at the ballpark, thanks for being with us. And if you're at one of the college football games in the area and keeping track of your baseball team, it's a promising beginning. Brian Price, the pitching coach, out to talk to Arroyo. And Chris Iannetta, the 8th man in the inning to bat for the Rockies, digs in from the right side of the plate. Chris at 237, a dozen homers, 48 RBIs. Throw to first, Pacheco back with a dive. Jerry, you and I talked about Jordan when he got the call up and how the Rockies had some concerns about his offense this year at Colorado Springs. I like his approach in terms of these first couple of games, back to what we saw in spring training.
Yep, hitting the ball back up the middle in the first in game 1, and then hitting one to the right side with 2 strikes here. A very good approach, waiting back on a breaking pitch, and I like his swing.
First pitch is a strike called to Chris Iannetta. Arroyo swing and the drive off the bat of Iannetta fighting the sun. Jay Bruce makes the catch in right field, and that ends the inning. The Rockies score 4 on a pair of homers after one. 4-1 Rockies on the Rockies Radio Network. homers from Mark Ellis and Jason Giambi, an RBI from Troy Tulowitzki after a double by Carlos Gonzalez. 4-1 Rockies after an inning of play. On to the second, and here's Jerry.
Thank you, Jack. Drew Stubbs will lead off, the center fielder for the Reds in this inning. Back in that first, White did a nice job of bouncing back, gave up those back-to-back hits, and the run scored. Lotto driving in Heisey. Then he came back to get Bruce on a ground ball and Francisco on a ground ball. Limited the damage to 1 run. 4-1 Rockies as we get going in the second inning. Drew Stubbs in last night's ball game 1 for 3, scored a run. He walked once, struck out once, swing and a miss on the first pitch from Alex White. There have been a lot of University of Texas products play Major League Baseball over the years. It goes back a long ways. This is one of the best ones ever there. Swinging a foul at the plate. He was a 3-time All-American at Texas. As a freshman, he was a second-teamer. Next 2 years, he was a first-teamer. He's got power. He's got great speed. He does strike out more often than the Reds would like him to strike out, but he's hitting .252, 15 homers, 42 RBIs, and 37 stolen bases. Right-handed hitter swings and hits the ball to center field. Dexter Fowler moving over to his right on the run. He makes the catch. Ball kind of died out in left center field. Good jump on it, though, for Dexter Fowler. There's the first out. Ryan Hannigan, who drove in a couple of runs in last night's ball game, had 2 hits, 2 out of 4 as the next hitter. Dusty Baker saying today he didn't plan on Hannigan catching again today, but he said the way he's swinging the bat, we want to put him back in there. And here he is, hitting in the number 7 spot in that Reds order. And the pitch by Alex White is a fastball that's about belt high for strike 1.
Means we'll have to wait at least another day to see young Mr. Mesoraco if he gets the start tomorrow, or perhaps comes in as a pinch hitter today or tomorrow.
0-1 pitch to Hannigan, chopped it foul. It rolls down the third base side, grabbed by Pacheco in foul ground. So the count is 0-2. Dusty Baker did say that he thought that Mesoraco would start tomorrow behind the plate. He hadn't made that decision yet, but leaning that direction toward the rookie. 1 out, 0-2 is a count on Hannigan. Rockies leading 4-1 in the second inning. Here's the pitch, and the fastball is way outside. He tried to pump up on a 4-seamer there, and it's 1-2. Hannigan for the year .268. He has 6 homers. He's driven in 31. As I mentioned, 30 and 31 coming last night against the Rockies in that Reds win. This one is fouled off to the right and out of play. If the Reds can win today, they get the series, of course, this 3-gamer, by winning the first 2. They have won 3 of their last 4 road series, so they haven't been a bad road team. 34 and 39 this year. You compare that to Rockies. The Rockies 31 and 41 on the road, so a little bit better for the Reds. Neither team dominating at home like they have in the past. 1-2 pitch. Foul again off to the right side. Fastball at 95. That's the best velocity so far we've seen from Alex White. And that clock from the Timothy Fine Jewelers of Colorado speed gun. Wind up by the rookie Alex White. Here's the pitch, and a base hit to center field. Just timed up a slider. Didn't swing real hard, but made good contact. He's got himself a 1-out single, and Ryan Hannigan continues to swing the bat pretty well for the Reds.
Well, that's it. Hitting at close to a 400 pace over a chunk of time now. That's 20 hits and 49 at bats, and that's why Dusty Baker kept him in there. And a good approach. A slider that didn't have quite enough bite to it, and he just lifted it into the outfield.
Brings up Chris Baleka, the shortstop, getting just his second start in his major career at shortstop. He's been a second baseman when he has been up with the Reds for the most part. A right-handed hitter, and the pitch right in there for strike 1. Same college as Ryan Spilborgh's. Cal Santa Barbara is the alma mater for Chris Baleka. He was a 3rd-round pick of the Reds in 2006. The pitch by Alex White is hit to right field. Carlos Gonzalez retreating, but he's get there to make the catch in front of the warning track. 2 outs. He had to fight the sun some as well, but he was able to track it down. And now Bronson Arroyo, the pitcher, will step in.
The sun is a little bit of an issue, but it's almost like what we talk about during spring training, Jerry, in Arizona when they call it the high sky. It's a real pale blue sky today. Alex White would tell us it's Carolina blue sky today. And I think that's as much an issue trying to find the baseball without any clouds as the sun is.
First pitch to Arroyo is high, ball 1 on a fastball.
Remember the first time I heard that spring training of '85 in Tucson, and high sky, and I go, sky's always high.
White working from the stretch, pitched and a swing and a miss by Bronson Arroyo. On the year, 6 out of 49 with the bat, 122 average. Does have a couple of RBIs. Right-handed hitter using a red bat, and why not? He plays for the Reds. Chokes up on a little bit. The pitch is there for a strike with a fastball. Good spot right at the knees on the outside. 1-2 on Bronson Arroyo. 2 outs, runner at first base, Ryan Hannigan. Alex White coming set. The gloves out in front of the numbers, and here comes the 1-2 pitch, and the fastball's high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alex White pretty deliberate, takes his time. He'll get the ball back and just kind of ponder a few moments before he comes set. And now he's ready. Here's the 2-2 in the air to shallow right center field. Playable for Dexter Fowler, and he makes the catch waist high to get the out. Nothing happening for the Reds in the top of the second inning. We'll go on to the bottom of the second. 4-1 Colorado on the Rockies Radio Network. This one belongs to the Rockies. It's 4-1, bottom of the second inning on a wonderful weather day in Denver, Colorado. 73 degrees when we started. A few degrees warmer now, 75 according to our internet weather report. Alex White will lead off for the Rockies. So they sent 8 to the plate back in that first inning. 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 home runs, 1 by Ellis and 1 by Jason Giambi. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Alex White. Bronson Arroyo threw 33 pitches in that first inning. White is a right-handed hitter. Bronson Arroyo, right-handed pitcher. He winds and he fires. The pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Asked Alex White the other day what he thought about his hitting so far with the Rockies, and in that North Carolina accent he said, I got some work to do in that category. He's down 0-2. The pitch on the way. Swing and a foul at the plate. Still 0-2 to White.
You know, not unlike a lot of pitchers when they hit. They used to call it stepping in the bucket. There is an initial move of the front foot away from home plate to open up the body, and kind of tough to cover against a breaking ball.
Pitch here, hit in the air to right field. Pretty well hit. Going back is Bruce, and it's over his head and up against the wall. White heading for second. He'll get there standing up. Trouble with the high sky and or the sun some there for Bruce. Leadoff double for Alex White.
First big league hit for Alex White. And they'll take that ball out of play, and it'll join some of the other trophies for Alex White. Jay Bruce didn't pick it up right away on this bright afternoon, and he could see it going back. He just couldn't get back quick enough after not having the ball early on, and he has sunglasses on now. So, or is that just the shadow? Well, I can't tell right now. Get the binoculars. I think those are sunglasses. Might just be the shadow of the bill of it. It is. It's just the shadow of his cap.
Dexter Fowler stands in there now, takes the first pitch and swings right over top of a breaking ball, and he's down 0-1. He struck out his first time. Runner at second, nobody out for the Rockies. Arroyo nodding yes to a sign. And the pitch to Fowler is high. 1-1 to Dexter. Talking to Dexter a couple of days back about his hitting, and he said, like we have observed, much better the last couple of months. He said, I still have to cut down on the strikeouts. He's got a strikeout in this one. Pitch is in there for a strike with a changeup. 1-2.
Dex thought that one was low.
Dex saying the other day, he said, your leadoff guy can't lead your team in strikeouts. And he said, especially your leadoff guy who spends a month at AAA and still leads the team in strikeouts. He understands what he has to do, put the ball in play better. He gets time at the plate, and now he's ready to go. Switch hitter hitting from the left side against Bronson Arroyo. And the pitch to Fowler. He is popped up, and it's foul. It's out of play. Dexter for the season 4 home runs. They all have come in the last week and a half, all those home runs. 4 homers, 39 RBIs. He has 15 triples this year. That's a new franchise record. So Dexter, especially lately, doing a lot of good things on the offensive side. 39 triples since 2009 now for Fowler. That's the most in Major League Baseball. And keep this in mind, he made a stint at AAA this year and last year. Cut down his at-bats. He still leads the majors the last 2 years in triples. Hits this one to right, and it's going to be out of here. Almost to the second deck. Hits off the facing of the second deck out in right field. 5th home run for Dexter Fowler. A 2-run shot puts the Rockies up 6-1.
He incorporated a leg kick, something he's been working on from the left side with Kearney Lansford to have better timing and to take some of the loop out of his left-handed swing. And for Dexter Fowler, since August 29th, he has hit his 5 home runs. And as Jerry said, a fan in the first row of the second deck reached down trying to grab it. It would have hit off the facade of the second deck. And boy, oh boy, Bronson Arroyo happy to get out of Denver.
He is done. Dusty Baker is going to his bullpen. With that Rockies home run, the Burke Simpson Law Firm makes a generous donation to Craig Hospital. Early in this one, bottom of the second, pitching change for Cincinnati. We'll come back and tell you about it on the Rockies Radio Network.
ball game, and the Reds make a call to the bullpen here in the second. Brought to you by the Riviera Blackhawk Casino, where there's always more winning, more action, and the most fun. Win at the Riv. Left-hander Travis Wood making his first appearance since his recall from the minors. He's been up and down 3 times with Cincinnati. He has made 16 starts this year.
5-5 of the record, ERA over 5 in those starts. He'll get Mark Ellis, who homered off Arroyo first time up, and he looks at a fastball high for ball 1. Not a big guy, doesn't throw real hard either. He's 5'11 and 175. Native of the state of Arkansas. Pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball there at 87 miles an hour. He'll sit in the high 80s. That's about it. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mark Ellis, who hit home run number 5 for him this year. Pitch to Mark is popped up in the infield on the right side. Second baseman Phillips backing up shallow right. He's going to get there to make the catch. There's the first out finally for the Reds of the Rockies in this second inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Carlos Gonzalez in there now for the Rockies, who have hit 3 home runs. Carlos almost had one himself. He settled for a double off the right field fence. Pitch is in there for strike 1 with the fastball. Caught the outside edge. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. It's a breaking ball that'll catch the outside. Actually, a fastball again there that caught the outside corner. About the same spot and the same result. 0-2. 298 now for Cargo for the year. Lefty on lefty, and the pitch. And the fastball's a called strike 3. Boy, Gonzalez never swung the bat. 3 pitches, and he's a strikeout victim. That'll bring up Troy Tulowitzki. A reminder, you can follow the Rockies with MLB.com @Bat11 app for your iPhone, iPod, Android, or BlackBerry. You get pitch-by-pitch tracking, highlights, and much more when you do so. You can text @Bat to 31826. Tulowitzki singled home Carlos Gonzalez, who was at second base and attempting to steal on the play at the same time. RBI single for Tulo gives him now for the year 104 RBIs. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Batting average now 307 for Troy with the 30 home runs. The pitch, swing and a foul. Caught a piece of the catcher's mask. 1 ball and 1 strike. Troy sitting out yesterday's ball game with that sore hip, but back in there today, and he said he feels just fine. He said he could have gone yesterday if he had to, but he said, hey, you know, get a break like this. We know we're not going to be in the playoffs now. I'll take a day off and try to stay sharp. Pitch to Troy, outside and low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Since the All-Star break now, Troy Tulowitzki 47 RBIs. That's the most in the National League in that stretch. And you go back to June 1st, he's got the most in the National League as well. He's got 70. 2-1. That's inside with a fastball. 3-1 to Troy.
He says I'm trying to be smarter about my body, realizing the toll it takes and how I need to be in good shape when I do play. He's only missed 6 games this year anyhow.
Hitters count for Troy 3-1, and he pops this one up. Gonna get foul and out of play behind the Rockies dugout on the first base side. Count full, 3-2. Don't forget, auto insurance rates actually have gotten lower lately. Contact your local State Farm agent for information. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Two runs home for the Rockies in this inning. They score 4 in the first, 2 more here in the second. 6-1 they have the lead. 2 outs and nobody on. Tulowitzki with a 3-2 count. And the Rocky shortstop digs back in. Travis Wood on for Bronson Arroyo in the second. The pitch called strike 3. Fastball on the inside, and boy, Tulowitzki did not like the call one bit. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the second for the Rockies. 2 complete, 6-1 Rockies on the Rockies Radio Network.
Applejack White.
Of the 3rd inning at Coors Field. Rockies scoring in both the innings, 4 in the first, 2 more in the 2nd inning. The 1 run scored by the Reds back in the 1st on a pair of singles. Top of the order here for the Reds, and Brandon Phillips leads off. Popped out to Giambi first time up, so he's 0 for 1 for the year. This All-Star second baseman, .297, 12 homers, 74 RBIs. Another very good season. Pitched by Alex White in there for strike 1. Brandon Phillips, a big college football fan. He had committed to playing college football at Georgia, University of Georgia, going to play both baseball and football there, and then had committed for football before he got drafted, and now in the major leagues, but still a big football fan, he says, of the University of Georgia. He is from the state. 1 ball, 1 strike on the second baseman.
I visited with Brandon in the visitors clubhouse, and he had eyes glued to the TV to an SEC game.
Chopped off the plate. Tough play for the catcher. Grabbed by Iannetta. Throw to first, and in time to get the out. Nice play by Giambi to kind of fall to his right and catch the ball at the same time. Ball had to be thrown outside the runner. Good play by the catcher and the first baseman. 1 down.
Just a tough angle for Chris Iannetta, and Phillips running down the line certainly was not going to make it easy, and Giambi does a nice job of hanging with it.
Rockies Community Children's Book Drive will take place on Sunday, tomorrow, when the Rockies take on the Reds in Game 3. Your new or gently used children's books benefit Denver Health's Reach Out and Read programs. Cash donations welcomed as well. Collections take place at all gates. So new and gently used children's books much appreciated tomorrow on 9/11. First pitch to Heise in there for a ball, and then he hits the next pitch off the bat and into the stands in left field, right over the head of Seth Smith for a home run. Boy, that was a low line drive that just barely cleared the wall, and now it's 6-2 Rockies with a home run by Chris Heise.
Well, when they talked about before the Humidor days doing something different to this ballpark in terms of reconfiguring, one of the issues was the low fence through most of the ballpark, and that just got over that barrier that's about 8 feet high, and might even have skimmed on the top of the pad going into the seats.
Next hitter Joey Votto looks at ball 1. Next pitch to Votto is outside as well. 2 balls and no strikes. RBI single for Votto first time up. That's a ball he flared to center and then took a goofy hop with Dexter Fowler, who was charged with an error. Pitch by White to Votto was fouled away. Got the ball in on his hands that time. Joey Votto, of course, had a great year last year when he won the National League MVP. And there are a lot of people with the Reds that tell you they really never saw that coming. He spent 6 years in the minor leagues. And really his last year, which is a couple of seasons ago, is really only productive one as a power guy. Pitch to him is popped up foul again off to our left, and it's 2-2. But that's the nature of baseball. Especially when draft a kid out of high school, it takes a while for him to develop physically and mentally, and sometimes it clicks and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it takes longer for guys like Joey Votto. But when it clicks, boy, has it clicked for him. 2-2 delivery, and that one's in the air to center. Lazy fly ball there for Dexter Fowler, coming in a few steps now, and he makes the catch. 2 gone.
You know, it's interesting in this ball game. There have been 1, 2, 3, and that's it. 3 ground ball outs. 2 outs into the top of the 3rd.
Wow. Yeah, and White got 2 of them in a row back in the 1st inning. Jay Bruce, the hitter now, grounded out to shortstop his first time. Left-handed hitter with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 1. Starts him with the fastball. Bruce out of Beaumont, Texas. Left-handed hitter with a lot of power. 29 home runs. Here's a pitch by White, and it's outside. 2-0. Missed in the same spot both pitches with that fastball. Since last year on August 1, Jay Bruce has the 4th most home runs in the National League. White with his windup. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It is inside with the fastball, and it's 3-0. Bruce was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored in last night's game. He'll look at a pitch for a strike here. He's taken on 3-0 with his team down 6-2. A little tighter game. This cleanup hitter might be getting the green light on 3-0, but now it's 3-1. Slow windup for White. Here's his pitch. A fastball is inside. He walks Jay Bruce. First walk given up by Alex White today, and now he'll face Juan Francisco. Alex White, 6'3" and about 215 pounds. He's from Greenville, North Carolina. High school team when he was a junior and a senior won back-to-back state baseball championships, and he was, of course, their ace pitcher. Conley High School in Greenville. Ended up being a first-round pick by the Cleveland Indians a couple of years ago out of North Carolina University. Here's a pitch in the air to right and way back there. This one is gone. That's his second deck shot for Juan Francisco. His second home run this year, and boy, the Reds just like that right back in the game. 6-4 is the score. The Rockies have the lead.
5 home runs in the game already between the 2 teams. And for Alex White, that has been his #1 issue coming back so far, giving up home runs. He has struggled with 6 homers now and 20 innings of pitching.
That ball right over the center of the plate, bell tie. I mean, that's a batting practice pitch right there. Francisco didn't miss it. The walk comes back to bite Alex White as well. Drew Stubbs in there now. Looks the pitch outside, ball 1. Stubbs flied to center the first time up. Here's the pitch to him, and it's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. You got to watch these Reds. They have a very good offensive team. 4th in the National League in team batting average. They're number 2 in runs scored in the league this year. Pitch, a breaking ball low and outside. 2-1 to Stubbs. Wind up by White. Here's his pitch to Stubbs, and it's a check swing. Did not go around. 3-1.
Well, for the moment, the 2 homers put the Reds first in the league in home runs hit with 161, one more than the Brewers.
Swinging a foul back to screen off the bat of Drew Stubbs, so the count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. White gets a new baseball, going to take his time, steps off the back of the mound, and now gets back on the rubber and is ready to roll. Payoff pitch to Stubbs in the air to right center field. Carlos Gonzalez moving over, going to get there in time and reaches up to make the basket catch for out number 3. Reds put up 3 though in the top of this 3rd inning. Interesting game. We're in the middle of 3, 6-4 Rockies on the Rockies Radio Network. Have been scored between these 2 teams. 6-4. Rockies lead the Reds in this game 2. In the bottom of the 3rd, Jason Giambi, the hitter, he homered back in the 1st inning, a 2-run home run. It's his 3rd in his career against Bronson Arroyo. He's got Travis Wood now, and the first pitch is fouled away off to the left and out of play. It was home run number 13 this year for Jason Giambi. And just 117 at bats, 31 RBIs now for Giambi. Getting the start at first today. Now lefty on lefty with the pitcher Wood. And the pitch to Giambi is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jason. Giambi, Smith, and Pacheco in this inning for the Rockies. Wood shaking off a couple of signs. And time given to Giambi. The fly out by Drew Stubbs to end the top of this frame was a Geico 15th out of the game. Geico saves you money on more than just car insurance. 1-800-947-AUTO, the number to get your free quote. Pitch is a strike call with the fastball to Giambi. And Jason now down the count 1-2. One more in this 3-game series is tomorrow afternoon. We're looking forward to seeing Drew Pomerantz, the rookie left-hander for the Rockies. He'll get his major league debut. Pitch outside to Giambi with the fastball. That one clocked at 91. 2-2 to Jason. Wood ready with the delivery, and it's fouled down the left field side. That'll reach the upper deck here at Coors Field.
Mentioned Giambi breaking a tie for 42nd all time with Mike Piazza with that homer, number 428. Next on the list, Cal Ripken with 431.
2-2 pitch again, and that hit Jason Giambi. Jason's fine. He's going to jog, in fact, very quickly down to first base, and so he's aboard for the Rockies to start this third inning. Fastball that just stayed inside at Giambi, and Jason just kind of got it off I think the elbow, maybe the tricep area on that front arm. Now Seth Smith will step in. Seth, back in that first inning, popped out to first base. Another lefty on lefty matchup. And Votto's not going to bother with holding Giambi on. Smith looking to bunt for a base hit, but bunts it foul down the third base side. Rockies, as we pointed out earlier, if you're listening, last night losing that ball game, stopped a 10-game winning streak at home against the Reds. But the Rockies have still won 22 of the last 29 between these two teams played at Coors Field. Pitch to Smith is high with the offering there, and it's 1-1. Rockies, interestingly, have won every series against the Reds at Coors Field going back to the 2004 series. They're trying to keep that going here. They lost game 1, but ahead in this one 6-4. Pitch to Smith, and it's popped up. Shallow left field. Shortstop Maleka going out. Left fielder Heisey coming in near the line. He makes the catch. And we've seen Seth Smith against lefties do a lot of that this year. Hit the ball high in the air to the other side. So he goes the other way, but pops out to shallow left for out number 1. And now Jordan Pacheco's in there. Single the first time up. He's got 3 major league hits now, 3 for 10 in his very short career. Well, the Rockies 6 runs on 7 hits. They have 2 errors committed. 4 runs on 5 hits for the Reds. 5 home runs hit in this ball game. Fastball is inside, ball 1 to Pacheco. That quick recap is brought to you by Saab. Independence is a Saab family trait. Discover yours in the all-new 9.5 sports sedan from Saab. 1 out with Giambi at first. Pitch to Jordan Pacheco is fouled away. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Rockies then with Monday off, Tuesday and Wednesday at Milwaukee. Just a 2-game set against the Brewers. And back home again are the Rockies. They're in a stretch where they got 13 of 15 at home, and the 2 road games are next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, on the road at a very difficult place to play. Fastball high to Jordan Pacheco, and it's 2-1. Right-handed hitter, left-handed pitcher. Pacheco is ready. Wood getting his sign from his catcher. Hannigan behind the plate, nods yes to that sign. Giambi's away from first, being held on now. This one hit in the air to right center field. Stubbs on the move. Stubbs right in front of the warning track makes the catch. Momentum taking him onto the track, and back to first base goes Jason Giambi. Didn't quite get all of that one. Jordan Pacheco pretty close to home run distance, but instead it's out number 2. And now left up to Chris Iannetta to keep the Rockies string of scoring in every inning going. Fly to right field his first time up. Pitch to Iannetta, swing and a miss. Making a big cut at a fastball there was Iannetta, coming up empty. Chris hitting .236, 12 homers. He has 48 RBIs for the year. With the right-handed hitter, Votto will hold the runner at first. It's Giambi. Pitch to Iannetta is just off the plate, outside for ball 1. 1-1. With the left-handed hitter up there, which was Smith, it was Votto playing off the bag a little bit with Giambi. Now the right-hander up there, he's holding him on. The pitch, swing and a foul, back to screen. Iannetta trying to time up that fastball that was up in the zone a bit. 1-2 now on the Rockies catcher. Chris taps the plate with the end of his bat. Open stance, slightly crouched from the right side. Giambi conservative lead at first base, but Wood's going to throw over there nonetheless, and Jason saw it coming. He hops back on the bag. Giambi hit by a pitch to start the frame. Smith flies out. Pacheco flies out. Iannetta with the pitch. Fastball's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bronson Arroyo starts for the Reds today. Pitches just 1 inning, gives up 6 earned runs on 7 hits. It's Iannetta low and away, and the count full. Now Votto will back off. He won't hold Giambi on the bag, and Jason will get that running start. And interestingly, again, Votto way off the line. Instead of backing up behind the runner, he's done that by maybe a step. He's a good 10 feet from the bag towards second base, and now going even further that direction. Iannetta gets time and now steps back in. So 3-2, 2 outs. Giambi making sure that Votto doesn't creep in behind him. There goes Jason. The pitch is on the way. It's fouled down the right field line.
We talked about it last night. Joey Votto, I can't recall another first baseman taking that approach. I mean, he is at least a third of the way to second base. I mean, that's as far into that 3-4 hole as I've seen a first baseman play. As we talked last night, that's because he feels better going to his left, so he'll cheat to his right.
There's a long way to go to his left, though, on some place. Pitch is inside. There's ball 4 to Iannetta. So again, Chris Iannetta working the walk, and now the pitcher Alex White will come up there. Giambi jogging down to second, eased up about halfway when he saw it was ball 4. White with that double first time up there over the head of the right fielder Jay Bruce. His first major league hit turns out to be an extra base hit, and he scores a run. He was on base when Fowler hit the home run. 1 for 8 now in his big league career. The pitch is high and away, ball 1. For Chris Iannetta, walk number 66 this year, by the way, new Rockies record for catchers. Every time he gets one, he breaks his own record. 1-0 to White, fouled away, and Alex got a pretty good swing on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, Hannigan going to jog out to talk to his pitcher, and the word might be, hey, be careful with this guy. He hurt us last time he was up there. That pitch was right down the middle. Very quick conversation, Hannigan and Wood. So Alex White helped out his cause back in the second inning by getting on board and getting driven in with a home run. A chance to drive in a run here. The pitch, and he fouls it again off to the right side. Again, he took a nice swing on it, and now he's down 1-2. Travis Wood, a second-round draft pick in 2005 by the Cincinnati Reds. 5-4 a year ago as a starter, 17 starts. The pitch, again, foul to the screen, and White taking a good rip at it. 1-2 still to count.
Like Homer Bailey, this is still a young pitcher, and the Reds don't want to give up on him, especially being left-handed. He's not going to turn 25 until just before spring training next year.
He's ready, working from the stretch. Here comes the 1-2 again to White. It's inside, and Alex jumps away from that one to make it 2-2.
But he's had some control issues.
2-2 pitch is high and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alex White with a good at bat going here, trying to keep it going. Runners will be going now. Giambi from second, Iannetta from first. All kinds of speed on the base paths out there.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
3-2 pitch, fouled away. Not a play. Alex White kind of shaking his head like, I would kind of like to have that pitch again. That was one I could handle. Putting pressure on the pitcher here. 3-2. The pitcher's at the plate, but the pitcher's got to deliver. There go the runners. Here's the pitch. Line to left field. Coming on is Heisey to make the catch. Boy, hit right on the nose by Alex White. Lit right at the left fielder. Rockies threatening this third inning, but they don't score. But after 3, they maintain a 2-run lead. Flying in terms of home runs, with 5 hit between the two teams, the Rockies with 3. And in the Rockies' first 3 innings, they have had 3 strikeouts, and the other 6 outs are on fly balls. They have not had a ground out through the first 3 innings. The Reds have had only 3, and Alex White will try and throw another 0 up on the board if he can here in the 4th. Rockies baseball brought to you by Mattress King. From Fort Collins to Colorado Springs, Aurora to Avon. Find out why Mattress King says nobody beats the king. Nobody. Ryan Hannigan, who has one of the 5 hits, a soft single into center field off Alex White, leads it off for the Reds, and he'll take a strike on the inside corner. Hannigan, Valleca, and Wood, the pitchers, scheduled to hit here in the 4th. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Rockies, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Reds. One of the Reds' runs unearned. Pitch to Hannigan low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Later start, and a little bit later in the year, the shadows will be a factor earlier today. Pitch driven to center field. Dexter Fowler going back, reaches up and makes the catch on another fly ball out. Let's pause for station identification here. So what do you think, Jerry? If you're a pitcher, you just say, okay, I just got to keep my fly balls in the yard. I think if you're the manager, you say, young man, you might want to keep the ball down a little bit more, all right?
Chris Valleca flied out to Carlos Gonzalez in right field his first time up. He'll look at a good breaking ball in for a strike from Alex White. 0-1. Valaika. Chris pronounces it Valaika. Pitch outside, 1-1, as Jerry said, out of UC Santa Barbara. That's the same league where Jim Tracy's son Chad played when he was at Pepperdine, and Valaika was visiting with the Rockies skipper behind the cage, and a fly ball to shallow center field. Mark Ellis, the second baseman, is going to go out and grab it for the second out.
Well, Mark Ellis does a nice job on balls going out to the outfield, something we don't talk a lot about, but when that ball is a long way out into center field, and he got there easily. Gets a good jump on the ball. He's good and steady going toward the ball. I don't see too many second basemen going back on fly balls as well as he does.
Well, and we're talking about the young kids, Jerry. I also think this final month, it has been important for Mark Ellis. He wants the Rockies to want him back for 2012. Here's Travis Wood, the pitcher, and he'll take strike one. He is hitting just .071 this year, but he has a home run. That's his second in the big leagues. He's got a double as well. He's hit 6 extra base hits in his brief time in the big leagues. Healthy rip there. He misses. It's 0-2. Oh, and that's why it's a healthy swing. We never got the word overhead that it's Devin Mesoraco, the touted rookie catcher, who is at the plate. And those swings may be a little more appropriate for this guy. The 0-2 is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A top draft pick of the Reds a couple of years ago out of high school in western Pennsylvania. He's batted 11 times with 2 hits. Swing and a miss. White strikes him out on a slider or a good running fastball. Either way, it's strike 3 and a 1-2-3 fourth. Rockies up 6-4 here on the Rockies Radio Network. Pitching change for the Reds. This pitching change brought to you by CSU Global. Change the way you play the career game. Master's or bachelor's degree from Colorado State University Global Campus. Colorado State won today, by the way, over UNC. Find out more at csuglobal.org. So new pitcher is left-hander Matt Maloney. Matt Maloney making his 7th appearance after a call-up. 0-1, 7.20 ERA. 15 innings. He's allowed 24 hits. He has struck out 12 and walked 4. And Devin Mesoraco is back behind the plate. We saw him come in to hit. He struck out. Now he's the new catcher for Cincinnati. Dusty Baker's got 11 pitchers in his bullpen, so he can mix and match all he wants to. And this one, Jim Tracy has 10 on the Rockies side. Dexter Fowler, 2-run homer last time up, hits it hard and off the glove of Francisco, the third baseman. It rolls into foul ground. It'll be a leadoff man aboard for the Rockies, and an error on Francisco, the third baseman.
He's playing up and ball hit pretty hard. I thought they might give him a hit there, but instead it's an error. But Dexter will take it either way.
Now he stuck the glove down, Jerry, almost like he didn't see it in the shadow. He stuck the glove down and missed it. It went off his shin.
I guess he might deserve an error if he did that.
First error of the game for the Reds. The Rockies have committed a pair. It led to an unearned run. And the first pitch by Maloney, a slider, is in for a strike to Mark Ellis. Mark with a solo home run deep into the bleachers and left his first time up. Popped out to Brandon Phillips, the second baseman, in the second inning. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss on another off-speed pitch. This time a changeup. It's 0-2. We'll go to the Chevy Sports Desk for you for scoreboard updates, brought to you by your Colorado Chevy dealers. Don't forget to get a Silverado now during the Chevy season of doing, the truck that can do it all at your Colorado Chevy dealers. 0-2 is rolled to the right side. Phillips to his left has it to second for one. That'll be the only play. Valleca didn't even make a return throw to first. Phillips had to go a couple of steps to his left, made for a long throw. All they could do was get the lead runner. One on, one out now. And the 4-6 fielder's choice if you like to keep score. Well, as Jerry told you, the CSU Rams winning against the University of Northern Colorado, beating the Bears today. What was the final score?
33-14.
33-14 up in Fort Collins. Fastball lined up the middle for a base hit by Carlos Gonzalez. Ellis rounding second, digging for three. The throw is offline. Cargo with his second hit of the day, lefty against lefty. Men on the corners with one out here in the Rockies' fourth. They're leading it 6-4.
Veteran move there by Mark Ellis. He eased up going into second base, given the message to Stubbs in center field like, I'm going to stay at second. Then he accelerated past the bag and got easily to third base. Decoying the center fielder and doing a very nice job of it, Mark Ellis.
Other scores in college football. The CU Buffs have just scored on the opening drive of the second half. The Cal Bears are leading CU 16-13 early in the third quarter. Here at 6-4 Rockies, Troy Tulowitzki will look at a breaking ball way outside for ball one. Troy with an RBI single his first time up in the Rockies' 4-run first inning. And he cruised home on the Giambi homer. Called out on strikes in the second. Ellis down the line at third, breaking ball in there for a strike this time. Might be actually even Maloney's changeup. It sort of floats in there high. Usually changeups are not meant to be pitched there too often. Votto holding Gonzalez on at first. Troy swings and misses at a fastball. 1-2. The Falcons of Air Force Academy having their hands full at home with TCU. It was 20-0 Horned Frogs. To get another update for you on that. 1-2 to Tulo, hammered to left field. Diving catch made by Heisey. Ellis will tag and score, and the Rockies add another. It's 7-4. Very similar to the base hit Troy had his first time up. This time Heisey came racing in and made a sliding catch on his belly to take away a hit.
even though it's an out for Troy Tulowitzki, I think can safely say that ball was rifled into left field again. Ellis doing a nice job. Just got back to bag. Didn't want to take any chances. Going to tag all the way. Good base running again from Mark Ellis.
Gonzalez stays at first. 7-4 Rockies now for Jason Giambi. Throw to first, Cargo back. Jason with a 2-run homer to center field in the first inning. Then hit by a pitch in the third. Rockies hit 3 homers off the starter, Arroyo. Pitch out, nothing happening here. 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty pitcher, but a guy who doesn't throw all that hard, and a rookie catcher. Dusty Baker thinking the Rockies might try and run here. Gonzalez 19 of 24 in steals. Pitch high, and it's 2-0. There's the flip side of it. He can be distracting enough to the young pitcher that he's either going to fall behind Giambi or maybe miss his spot and let Jason do his thing. The 2-0 like that, line foul down the right side, and Giambi broke his bat. Final month of the season, we thank our many sponsors who enable us to bring you Rockies baseball each and every game, plus all of our spring training activity. Brakes Plus, a great sponsor. They were involved in the email of the game contest, among a number of things. We thank them. Brakes Plus, a whole lot more. 2-1 to count on Giambi. Maloney comes to the plate. Jason skies it into short left. Coming in, Heisey, the left fielder, circles under it, makes the catch to end the inning. But the Rockies add a run. After 4, they lead it 7-4 here on the Rockies Radio Network. Inning number 5 here at Coors Field. Alex White, an unearned run in the first inning, and then gave up a pair of homers and 3 runs in the third. 1, 2, 3, 4th inning, and Alex wants to build on that against the top of the order. Brandon Phillips, Chris Heisey, and Joey Votto. Phillips has fouled to first and chopped one in front of the plate, and Iannetta, the catcher, threw him out. Righty against righty, and the first pitch is a strike at the letters. 1 strikeout for Alex White and 1 walk. Strikeout came last inning, getting the pinch hitter Mesoraco, who has stayed in the game. So Maloney, the pitcher's in the number 7 spot. Pitch down and in to Phillips. 1 ball and 1 strike. The shadows from the light standards on the third base side have crept on to the field of play on a beautiful day. I mean, picture perfect. 1-1 pitch, pop up foul again, first base side. Giambi taking a look, but it's going to be out of his reach. 1-2. Back on that Chevy Sports Desk scoreboard, there was one other afternoon game here in the National League, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 in the American League. National League game, Aramis Ramirez with a 2-out, 2-run single at Citi Field enabled the Cubs to beat the Mets 5-4. The Mets had scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th to take the lead. Breaking ball misses inside to Phillips. Count evens at 2-2. Toronto hosting the Orioles. The Jays beat Baltimore in the Battle of the Birds. Jose Bautista with another homer, his 41st of the season. 2-2 pitch, rolled to the right side. Mark Ellis squares himself in front of it. The Rockies second baseman throws on to Giambi for the out. Cleveland is at Chicago. The two teams chasing the Tigers and running out of time in the AL Central. The Indians with a 2-1 lead in the 6th inning. But the Tigers are leading by that same count in the 6th inning at Minnesota, 2-1. Here it's 7-4 Rockies, 1 out in the top of the 5th as Chris Heisey swings and fouls it back for strike 1. Heisey put a bunt down for a base hit in the 1st inning and then got the 3rd when White tried to get him on the bunt, threw it into right field. That was the unearned run. Then he hit a line drive homer in the 3rd. And he's trying to hit another homer, and he might have it. Deep to the wall goes Seth Smith. It's gone. Again in the 1st row. This one on a high fly ball, and Chris Heisey with his 15th homer of the year makes it 7-5 Rockies.
The Reds don't want to go away very easily today. Every time the Rockies seem to strike, they come right back, the Reds do. What a day for Heisey. 3 hits and 2 home runs.
Well, and there is just what we talked about early in our broadcast about that middle finger on the pitching hand of Alex White and an inability to control his pitches as much. They wanted that fastball on the outer half of the plate down. It was on the inner half and up, and Heisey got the homer. First pitch to Joey Votto's in for a strike, and the second one as well, a called strike 2. Votto with an RBI single in the 1st inning. Went to second on an error, but got no farther than third. He flied out to Fowler in center field in the 3rd inning. 0-2 pitch. He hits it to left field with some carry. Going back, Seth Smith, and this one's gone. My, oh my. 4th home run allowed in the game by Alex White, and it is a 1-run ball game. And the look on Alex White's face says it all. I mean, he can't believe that ball got out of here.
Boy, both of those balls carrying in a big way. Heisey's looked like he might deserve to get that one, but that one going the other way, slicing toward the line. It was a pitch on the outside. I think that's where he wanted it. Left it up a little bit, but it was on the outside, almost off the end of the bat.
An amazing day for long balls. First pitch is a check swing by Jay Bruce, and it's ball 1. And Rockies are stirring out in the bullpen. Next pitch, Bruce fouls it back, 1-1. Well, we've talked about it. Just have not been many balls on the ground today from either side. There have been only 5 ground ball outs in the game, and The word was with Alex White that you'd get a lot of ground balls from him, but he has had trouble keeping his pitches down. He's down with that pitch with a splitter, but missed outside, and it's 2-1. And missed outside again with the same pitch, 3 balls and a strike. A 7-6 game. The Rockies at one point led 6-1. And now it's tied. I mean, wow. This one into the second deck in right. Back to back to back home runs by the Reds to tie the game at 7 here in the 5th inning.
Well, Alex White just cannot keep the ball down in the strike zone. Everything is up. Obviously, the last 3 pitches for home runs up. That one, a bell tie right across the plate. I mean, he threw a mistake, and he paid for it again. Matt Lindstrom's warming up in the Rockies bullpen. He probably can't get warm quick enough right now.
Bob Apodaca coming to the mound, but just as Jerry said, I mean, he's leaving pitches in prime real estate in terms of hitability, and a Reds team that now leads the National League in home runs. They've not missed out on the opportunities. Heisey with 2 homers, Votto, Bruce, and Francisco with homers. So the 5 homers have come from 4 guys in a row in this lineup. Did you know your idle computer can be at work finding solutions for clean water and clean energy? It's called the World Community Grid, developed by IBM. Go to t4tcolorado.org for more information. Bob Apodaca went out to talk to Alex White because the guy coming to the plate now, Juan Francisco, hit a second deck homer against him back in the 3rd inning. It was a 2-run homer. The other 4 have been solo shots. Splitter misses outside and low, ball 1. 8 home runs hit in the game. Pitch, a fastball down and in, 2-0. You can just see Alex White rushing now. Very frustrated on the mound. He knows what he wants to do, and it's just not turning out the way he wants, or the Rockies, obviously. Then you end up trying harder and you just exaggerate the problem. 2-0 pitch is hit to center field, going back Dexter Fowler, and he'll make the catch a step shy of the track for the second out of the inning. But it gets back to what Jerry and I talk about so often. It doesn't matter how hard you throw a fastball. If you don't have movement and location, these guys get to the big leagues because they can hit a fastball.
It's just one of those things that's a fact in baseball. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You play the worst team in Major League Baseball. You throw a pitch over the plate like he has been doing, it's going to get hit hard.
Drew Stubbs has flied out twice, once to center and once to right. 2 outs here in the Reds' 5th. We're tied at 7. The 1-0 is hit to right field. Towards the line goes Carlos Gonzalez in foul ground. He'll make the catch to end the inning. But 3 homers in a row by the Reds tie the game at 7, halfway through this one on the Rockies Radio Network. touchdown so far in this one. 7-7 as we move into the bottom of the 5th inning. Seth Smith facing the left-hander Matt Maloney will take a pitch high for ball 1. So Bronson Arroyo, after a very difficult start, is off the hook in terms of a decision. Breaking ball drops in for a strike to Smith, who has fouled to first and flied to left. 7 runs, 8 hits, and an error for Cincinnati. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Rockies. Breaking ball pulled to the far end of the club level, down towards the Mountain Range Club by Seth. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th, brought to you by Applejack Wine and Spirits. Applejack, minutes from anywhere at I-70 in Youngfield. 1-2 pitch, slap foul and out of play. Let's pause for station identification. Lefty Matt Maloney fires high with a fastball to Seth Smith. 2-2. Now part of the shadow of the main grandstand itself starting to work its way towards the playing field. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. 3-2. Rockies have Matt Belisle up now in their bullpen. Pitcher's spot would hit 4th in this inning. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Maloney gets Seth Smith on a changeup, and he gets the strikeout. 1 down here in the Rockies' 5th.
Boy, Seth Smith, when he faced a left-hander, doesn't see many fastballs. There was 1 fastball in that whole sequence right there, several sliders, and then the changeup to strike him out.
Jordan Pacheco is singled and flied to deep right center. He'll take a ball inside and low. Right-handed hitter playing at 3rd base this afternoon. His single was to right center field, like the fly out in the 3rd. Swings and fouls an off-speed pitch from Maloney. Maloney's a fairly good-sized guy, but it doesn't look like he throws very hard. Pitches like a lefty who should be, 5'9" and 150 instead of 6'4" and 215. Another breaking ball that misses outside. 2-1.
Are you saying he's a crafty left-hander?
Can a guy that big be crafty? I thought crafty, you got to be little.
Me too. Doesn't throw that way though, does he?
2-1 pitch, misses inside. There was his fastball. His fastball's mid to upper 80s. He is down in the count. 3-1 to Pacheco. 7-7 here in the bottom of the 5th. The 3-1 pitch is hit to center field again, going back through Stubbs, still going back, looking up, and it's gone. Jordan Pacheco with his first big league home run, and the Rockies reclaim the lead. It's 8-7. Well, he's hit all 3 balls to center field. This time it's of the touch-em-all time variety.
Well, I know the ball looks like it's carried pretty well, but these balls are awful well struck too, including that one by Jordan Pacheco. I mean, he sized that one up. It was about belt high over the plate, and he didn't miss that one. Just barely cleared the fence, but he'll take home run number 1.
That is the 9th home run of the ball game. 4 by the Rockies and 5 by the Reds. And with that Rockies home run, the Burke Simpson Law Firm will make another generous donation to Craig Hospital. Chris Cianetta swings and misses at the changeup, and it's 0-2. Chris has flied to right and walked. So the 2 kids, Pacheco and Rosario, get home runs in their first week in the big leagues. Pitch high to Iannetta, 1-2. And the nice thing from the Rockies' perspective with Jordan Pacheco, again, to the big part of the field, and the fact that he only hit 3 home runs all year at AAA. Iannetta chops it back to the mound. Maloney's got it, guns it to Vano at first base for the second out.
And that was a little bit of a concern to the Rockies, that he hadn't shown more power at AAA, especially in that Pacific Coast League where you can garner a lot of home runs, just 3 like Jack said. But maybe the fact he doesn't have to worry about catching these days, at least with the Rockies for now, helps his hitting a little bit.
Eliezer Alfonso is going to pinch hit for Alex White. And for White, thanks to Pacheco's homer, he'll exit as the pitcher of record on the plus side. Alfonso hitting at .247 on the year, a home run and 9 RBIs. He'll take strike 1 as Maloney shows him a fastball. Next pitch pulled hard and through the hole on the left side for a base hit. Eliezer Alfonso 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter. Hit number 10 for the Rockies, and they'll flip the lineup back to the top and Dexter Fowler. Dexter has a home run in 3 tries. It was a 2-run shot in the second inning. He has also struck out, and then last inning reached on an error on the third baseman Francisco. Dex from the right side fouls it off the catcher Mesoraco for strike 1. Each team has allowed an unearned run. The Reds' run in the first inning was unearned. The Rockies' run in the 4th unearned. And then 9 home runs in the game. Off-speed pitch is a little bit high and outside to Fowler. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dexter has hit 4 of his 5 homers from the left side. Batting right-handed here. Pitch on the inside corner, a strike with another changeup. And those light tower shadows are now crossing the mound with some sunlight again at home plate. Fastball high, 2-2. It was similar last September. It just seems like this is the month when the home runs start to fly again in this park, humidor or otherwise. Throw to first. Alfonso was close to the bag, got back easily. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Alfonso on. Breaking ball rolled to the third base side glove by Maloney. His throw to first just in time to get Fowler and end the inning. But Jordan Pacheco's first big league long ball has the Rockies back on top. 8-7 after 5 on the Rockies Radio Network. Rockies are up 8-7. Belisle, the former Cincinnati Red, making his 67th appearance. Matt has 10 wins, 4 losses, no saves, an earned run average of 3.66.
Dontrell Willis is going to hit here for the Reds. How about this? He is an excellent hitter, 10 for 25 on the year, hitting .400. He's going to pinch hit in this situation against Matt Belisle, and he takes a first pitch low for ball 1. 1 homer and 2 RBIs for this pitcher, and he swings and bounces this one toward first base. Jason Giambi's there, flips to his pitcher Belisle, covering the bag, and they got the pinch hitter Dontrell Willis.
It's a nice luxury, though, for Dusty Baker to have a pitcher who hits that well. Not as big an issue with the expanded rosters, Jerry, but boy, other times when you're trying to save those important pinch hitters, to have a guy who will go up there and give you a chance to get on base.
So 1 out. Chris Valleca, the shortstop, is now the hitter. He's 0 for 2. It's the top of that lineup. Really, you go to that number 5 hole for the Reds that has done all the damage today. Valleca looked at a pitch in there for strike 1, a curveball by Matt Belisle. Fly to right, and he popped out to second last time up. Matt Belisle with his windup, and the pitch, it's fouled right back to the screen. Chris Valleca, minor league player of the year for the Reds a couple of years ago, had a 33-game hitting streak his rookie year in the minors in Billings, Montana. Very solid hitter, solid defender. He's playing shortstop for just the second time in his career today. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Belisle able to get a fastball right by him that time. 2 quick outs for Matt. No home runs so far in this inning for the Reds.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're Jim Tracy or Dusty Baker right now, you're just saying, hey, get me some outs. There have only been 3 half innings with zeros between the 2 clubs.
Catcher now with the swing, and he pops one up down the right field line, and it's going to get foul and bounce into the stands. Devin Mesoraco is the hitter. Struck out his first time up. He came on to hit in the 4th inning for the first time, and now this is his second time around. 2 out of 12 at the plate since his call up from AAA Louisville. Word on this guy is has trouble with the breaking stuff. He's a dead fastball hitter. Pitch is popped up off the same spot down the right field line. Carlos Gonzalez taking a look. It's up in the stands by just a couple of rows, and a fine catch made down the line by a fan in that powder blue shirt.
He says, oh yes, no problem, and you gotta love that. He gave it to a young man who have brought his glove to the ballpark. Looks like he's about 7 or 8 years old. Now he's going to go down. Mom and Dad said, go down and thank him now.
Make sure you say thanks. 0-2 pitch. Again, this one fouled away off to the right side in the crowd. Belisle continues to pound the strike zone. Another fastball. Another baseball story of a guy in the minors with a slow start. I mean, after the first couple of years, the Reds were thinking, we have made a mistake with this guy. Couldn't hit at all the first 2 years, and he was a #1 draft pick. 2007 by the Reds in the first round. Pitch outside with the fastball that time, 1-2. Belisle tried to get him to nibble on the outside corner, but he didn't do that. 1-2 the count on the catcher. Open stance from the right side. Setting up outside is the catcher. Swing and a miss on the slider. The ball in the dirt and thrown to first base. Giambi steps on the bag. It's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Matt Belisle. Well done by the Rockies reliever. To the bottom of the 6th, 8-7 Rockies lead on the Rockies Radio Network.
6th inning here at Coors Field. Rockies on top 8-7. And right-hander Carlos Fisher will be the man to come on. Fisher has been up and down 4 times with the Reds through the course of this 2011 season. Came back when the rosters expanded on September 1st. He's worked twice since then, an inning and a third against the Cardinals and the Cubs. He made 39 appearances with the Reds in 09, 18 last year, and this will be appearance number 13 this season. He's 0-3 with a 3.44 ERA.
Big guy, 6'4", 225 pounds. As Jack said, a right-handed pitcher. He'll get Mark Ellis first. 2, 3, and 4 in the Rockies lineup. Ellis, Gonzalez, and Tulowitzki. So Mark steps in there, having hit a home run today. Did that back in the 1st inning. Popped out to second base and also reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th and scored a 2nd time. Pitch to him is in there for strike 1. Starts out with a fastball, 91 miles an hour. Speed Gun today brought to you by Timothy's Fine Jewelry, where your unwanted gold could be worth thousands. 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss. Slider that time on the outside portion of the plate, and Ellis is down 0-2. For the Rockies, 8 runs on 10 hits. For the Reds, 7 runs on 8 hits. The Reds have 5 home runs. The Rockies have 4 today. Pitch to Ellis, reaches out and hits this one foul off to the right side. That catches the upper deck.
Interesting, the Rockies with the 4 homers and none from their top 2 homer guys in Gonzalez and Tulowitzki, although they have 3 hits and 2 RBIs between them.
Maybe that's coming up. It's to Ellis, and that hit him in the helmet, and down goes Mark Ellis. Although he says he's all right, he's sitting up. Hitting the helmet knocked off the top of his head. He's sitting on home plate. Keith Duggar, the Rockies trainer, is out to make sure that Mark Ellis is all right. Mark reached looking up and saying, "I think I'm fine." We'll see.
He saw it coming and was starting to duck. And not that a 93-mile-an-hour fastball isn't still going to have a lot of impact, but he had it off the top part of his helmet, fortunately, and the helmet came off when he hit the ground. He immediately sat up and, as Jerry described it, put a hand up to the Rockies dugout as if to say, "Hey, I'm okay." And he's on his feet. Jim Tracy and Keith talking to him. Troy Tulowitzki, his double play partner, to make sure things are there. And the Rockies aren't going to take any chances. They're going to take Mark out of the ball game. You worry about concussions and Mark walking off unassisted, but he'll be replaced by Chris Nelson.
So Chris puts a helmet on. He's going to jog a little bit, loosen up the legs. He'll run for Mark Ellis. Mark, a tough guy. That's the way they make him in South Dakota.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason he's going out of the game.
What,
right?
you're the exception to the rule then,
yeah,
or what?
Yeah, there you go. So Mark, a really good sign. He walked off under his own power. He's having a conversation with the manager and the trainer as he walked away. So those look like very good signs. But like Jack said, no chances taken. Precaution. He comes out of the ball game and Nelson's at first. There's nobody out. Carlos Gonzalez at the plate.
Ryan Price went out to talk to his pitcher to make sure Fisher is not rattled by that too much.
Pitch to Cargo, high and away for ball 1.
He sure threw that first pitch like he was bothered by it.
A double and a single for Cargo today. Those 2 hits flank a strikeout. He got called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. Pitch to him this time is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Carlos Fisher attended Citrus Community College in California, then transferred to that great NAIA power Lewis and Clark College in Lewiston, Idaho.
They do have some great baseball there, don't
Something like 23, maybe more than that, at least 23 national championships at Lewis and Clark State.
believe former Rocky Steve Reed, I think that's his alma mater.
There you go. You'd be amazed how many major leaguers have come from that school. Pitch to Cargo. He is there for a strike. That was a fastball, and Cargo held up the bat, but it's called a strike. 2-1. So Nelson at first base, running for Mark Ellis, and a good lead over there for Nelson. He can run well. Big hole as Votto's holding on the runner at first. Big hole on the right side for Cargo. Pitch inside to Carlos. Moves the count to 3-1. There is action out in the Cincinnati bullpen. Nothing happening at the present for the Rockies in their adjoining bullpen.
Bill Bray, the left-hander, is up.
3-1 pitch to Cargo, swinging a bouncing ball toward first, off the glove of Votto, but he catches barehanded and steps on the bag. Down to second base goes Chris Nelson. Boy, good recovery by Votto. The ball off the heel of his glove, and he found it up in front of him in the air and barehanded the thing and got the first out. Goes 3 unassisted. Down to second base is Nelson, so he's in scoring position now for Troy Tulowitzki. Troy with 2 more RBIs today, an RBI single in the first inning and a sacrifice fly to drive in one last time he was up there. 105 now for the year, a career high for Tulo. Pitch to Troy is a strike call. Got a fastball that caught the inside corner. Troy's got about everything but his head in the shadows here. That's an interesting time of the day for a hitter. The pitch, another breaking ball. That'll get in there for a strike through the cutter, and then the slider here. 0-2 on Tulowitzki. That one just kind of froze Troy. Nelson out in the sunshine. He's at second base, taking his lead away from the bag. Working from the stretch is Fisher. Gloves at the belt to look at second. And his pitch to Tulowitzki. Swing and a foul right back to the screen. And it's still no balls and 2 strikes. So Tulowitzki here. Jason Giambi is on deck. Fisher leaning forward to get the sign. Working from the first base side of that pitching rubber. Now comes set. Big right-hander is ready with the 0-2 pitch. Fouled out of play off the bat of Troy Tulowitzki. And that goes down the right side. 0-2 with Troy. 306, 30 homers, 105 RBIs. Just think about that for any kind of position. Then coming from a shortstop. Just amazing numbers from that position for Troy Tulowitzki. And if the Rockies were a winning team and a playoff bound team or had a chance, he'd certainly be talked about a bunch for the MVP in this league.
Well, think of the fact that he and Hall of Famer Ernie Banks are the only 2 shortstops in National League history to have triple digits in RBIs.
Here's the 0-2. It's outside with the cut fastball again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And like Troy was saying yesterday, he said it's going to be interesting to see how many I can get. And he said I'm not driven by getting a certain number of RBIs, but this is kind of fun. He said it's fun to get to 100. Now fun to see how far I can go past 100. He said I'd like to help the team win some games in the process of doing that. Pitch is a called 3rd strike. Froze him with a slider that time. And it's strike 3.
And no complaint from Troy. He knew he got busted on that one. Here comes Dusty Baker with Giambi coming to the plate.
Looks like Dusty's going to make the move to the bullpen. He will for the left-hander. So the Rockies have 2 outs. They have a runner at second base. 8-7 lead for the Rockies in the bottom of the 6th. We've got a pitching change that we'll tell you about right after this on the Rockies Radio Network.
6th inning. And left-hander Bill Bray will come on to face Jason Giambi. He is second in the National League in appearances. The lefty is making his 74th appearance of the year. He has 5 wins and 2 losses, a 2.86 earned run average. Only Johnny Venters of the Braves has pitched in more games than Bray.
Came up with the Washington team in 2006, traded that year to Cincinnati, been with the Reds since then. And a real workhorse, like Jack alluded to. Got Jason Giambi, lefty on lefty. Giambi has homered, been hit by a pitch and fly to left field today. Chris Nelson at second, 2 away. Pitch, a fastball, caught the inside corner, and strike 1. Bill Bray from Ocean Lakes, Virginia. Played the college ball at William and Mary. Comes set. The lefty's next delivery to Giambi is swung on and missed, and strike 2. I always thought those athletic teams at William and Mary had such a disadvantage. Only 2 people on the team.
Yeah,
one of them's a girl.
But Mary's good.
Must be, because they've had some good teams over the years. 0-2 pitch to Jason Giambi. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a slider. Boy, quick work made of Giambi by Bill Bray right there. Inning ends for the Rockies after 6. 8-7 Colorado over the Cincinnati Reds on the Rockies Radio Network. Second inning of relief. Starter was Alex White. That's 5 innings. Gave up 6 earned runs on 8 hits. And Brandon Phillips, the first hitter against Matt Belisle. That came on the 6th in the 1-2-3 inning. Trying to keep going here in the 7th. Pitch is on the way and a bouncing ball towards second base. Chris Nelson has taken over at second. He's got it over to Giambi for the out. Coors Field for the final home games of the season, September 15th to the 21st. Rocky's going to salute the fans. There's something going on every day, including inning giveaways for great prizes, including a trip to spring training, season tickets for next year, autographed items, and much more. All that information's online at ColoradoRockies.com. One out for Chris Heisey. Had a big day today, and a ground ball towards short. Tulowitzki's there. Sets. He throws to first base in time to get Heisey. Heisey had a single and 2 home runs before the ground out right there. So the Rockies finally get a left fielder out. For every home run the Rockies hit this year, the Berg Simpson Law Firm makes a generous donation to Craig Hospital. For information, go to BergSimpson.com. Berg Simpson, good lawyers, changing lives. And Burke Simpson busy today. The Rockies 4 home runs. Jim Tracy may go to his bullpen. He's going to right here with the left-handed hitter Joey Votto coming up. We've got a pitching change. The skipper wants the lefty. We'll come back after these messages. The Rockies have 2 outs in the 7th inning, and they're leading 8-7 over the Reds. Back in a moment on the Rockies Radio Network.
Visit 850KOA.com, keyword Troy, to find the participating Shell locations where you can pick up the complete set of the 3 special edition Troy Tulowitzki collector's glasses. All the proceeds benefit children's hospitals. Rex Brothers on for the 42nd time. The rookie lefty is 1-2 with the save and a 3.38 ERA.
Got a tough lefty here in Joey Votto. Votto with a home run and a single today. Single in a run with that base hit in the first inning. Is also flied to center today. 27 homers, 93 driven in now for Joey Votto for the year. Swings and fouls his first pitch away off to the left. Lefties lately a tough time with Rex Brothers. That's why he's out there. They're just 2 for their last 22 against him with 12 strikeouts. On the year, lefties hitting just .204 against the rookie. Working from a stretch with nobody on. The 0-1 to Votto, a breaking ball that caught the inside corner for a strike. Boy, he had Votto leaning away from that one. 0-2. Rex looks down at the ground on the mound, then looks in for his target. He's ready with the 0-2 pitch. In the air to left center field. It's going to drop for a base hit in front of Dexter Fowler. Then it gets by him, squirts by him a few feet. But Votto's got a hold at second base. Going to get a double out of that anyway. That took that funny hop again for Dexter Fowler, this time in left center field. It is going to be a double for Votto. 3 hits today for Joey Votto.
Did a pretty nice job of going after a pitch away and just going with it. Well, that's how you get to be an MVP. You can hit lefties or righties in all different locations.
Jay Bruce has hit a home run today, one of the 5 for the Reds. He's also walked. He's scored twice. He's a left-handed hitter for Brothers. The fastball right in there for a strike. Wall paint and the Rockies want to salute fans on Friday, September 16 with post-game fireworks, ticket vouchers for next year, and giveaways between innings. Again, that's Friday, September 16th at the ballpark here. Rockies taking on the Giants. 0-1 delivery, and it's sprayed foul down the left field side, and Brothers working ahead of this hitter. 0-2. Bruce grounded out to short in the first inning, then walked and scored in the third, then hit the home run in the 5th. 8-7 Rockies in the top of the 7th inning. Rex perhaps looking for another punch out. He's ready. 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball toward first. Big hop there for Giambi. He'll race to the bag to get there ahead of Bruce to get the outs. So the Reds strand one at second base. 2-out double by Votto, and he stays right there. We're in the middle of the seventh. Seventh inning stretch is brought to you by Cooper Heating and Cooling. Coors Field, a brilliant day weather-wise and lots of offense. 8-7, the Rockies have the lead, so 15 runs between the two teams, 19 hits. 3 errors have committed as well. Bill Bray stays on the mound for the Reds in the inning to start anyway. Seth Smith, the hitter, lifts this one to deep left center field. Stubbs going back, warning track, and he makes a catch up against the fence. That ball carried a long way for Seth Smith, but 1 pitch and 1 out for the Rockies in the 7th.
Been that kind of day, hasn't it? Even lefty against lefty. Seth, who's hit a couple homers off southpaws this year, nearly got another one.
Jordan Pacheco is the hitter. Looks like Dusty Baker may go to his bullpen to bring the right-handed pitcher in here, and that is going to be the case. He'll make the double switch right now as Pacheco is announced, and we got the pitching change. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody on for the Rockies, and they lead at 8-7. We will come back and tell you about the newest pitcher for the Reds on the Rockies Radio Network.
Dave Sappelt comes in the game in left field for Chris Heisey. Put Sappelt in the number 7 spot in the order where the pitcher was, and insert Sam LeCure into the 2 spot. LeCure, a right-hander, coming on, making his 38th appearance. No wins, 1 loss, no saves, 3.65 the ERA. Hasn't worked since Tuesday at Chicago.
They have 4 starts this year. They were way back in the early part of the season. So right-hander against right-hander here for Dusty Baker and his Reds. Jordan Pacheco, the hitter. And the pitch to him is a fastball that's high, ball 1. 2 hits for Jordan today, a single and then his first career home run. He had a solo shot in the 5th inning that put the Rockies ahead 8-7, and that's where they're at right now. So 2 for 3 with a single, a home run. Run scored, run batted in. Pitch is another fastball that's high. 2 balls, no strikes.
Rockies have Houston Street up in the bullpen to work the 8th inning.
Working from the stretch. Right-hander comes set, and here comes the 2-0 to Pacheco, and it's there for a strike, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. So it's Dave Sappelt out in left field now for the Reds. Stud still in center, Bruce still in right. Francisco, Valleca, Phillips, and Votto still in the infield. There's another catcher. Mesoraco came in earlier. He's behind the plate. The pitch, and it's flared foul down the right field side off the bat of Jordan Pacheco. And he's upset with himself. He got a pretty good pitch there and fouled it away. Got him off the hands a little bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Rockies rookie. One out, nobody aboard for Colorado. Shaking off a couple of signs. McClure is ready. The pitch, and that one's hit down the left field line, but he's going to pull it foul into the crowd. Again, off the inside portion of the plate and off the handle of the bat for Pacheco. Still 2-2. Jordan digs in with that bat foot. The Albuquerque, New Mexico native is ready. So is the pitcher. Shaking off a couple of signs again is the pitcher. Now comes set. And the 2-2 swing and a miss. Got him with a slider. 2 outs in the Rocky 7th inning. Slider at 81 miles an hour. Clocking the Timothy Fine Jewelers of Colorado speed gun. Chris Iannetta, the hitter now. It looks like Kevin Kuzminoff has come out on deck to hit in that number 9 spot. And let's hope that he can do that. Iannetta trying to keep this inning alive for Colorado. Rockies score 4 runs in the 1st inning, 2 in the 2nd, 1 each in the 4th and the 5th. Pitch to Iannetta is a called strike 1. Fastball is at the knees. For the Reds, they have 2 big innings, 3-run 3rd, 3-run 5th inning. They scored 1 in the 1st inning. Sam LeCure is ready. He's got the glove at the belt, and the pitch to Iannetta. Swing and a foul. Back to the screen off the end of his bat. No balls and 2 strikes to Chris Iannetta. Rockies split a 4-game series at Cincinnati last month, trying to split the first 2 in this series here at Coors Field. 8-7, they have the lead. 9 home runs hit in this game between the 2 clubs. This one hit foul off the bat of Chris Iannetta, off to the right side. Pitcher rub down the new baseball and go back to work against Chris Iannetta. Chris today has flied to right, walked, and grounded back to the pitcher. The pitch Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball that time. Strikes out Pacheco, Iannetta back to back. That takes care of the Rockies in the 7th. We go on to the 8th. The Rockies 8, the Reds 7 on the Rockies Radio Network.
The Rockies with an 8-7 lead. 9 home runs hit between the two clubs. 5 by Cincinnati, 4 by the Rockies. A home run by Jordan Pacheco in the bottom of the 5th inning at the moment is the difference in the ball game. Rex Brothers will stay on to start the 8th inning with another left-handed batter, Juan Francisco, coming to the plate. Francisco has hit one of the 5 home runs, and then after they announced a pinch hitter, Miguel Cairo, for Francisco, Jim Tracy has just called for Houston Street. Pitching change here in the 8th. 8-7 Rockies. We'll be back on the Rockies Radio Network.
Rockies lead. The new pitcher for Colorado is Houston Street. A record of 1-3 on the year for Houston. 3.72 ERA. Appearance number 59 today. He has 29 saves, 55 2/3 innings for Houston Street, 57 hits allowed. He struck out 51 and walked only 9. Always has the good control. Last time we saw him was game 2 against Arizona. He does have a streak of 5 2/3 scoreless innings going on at the moment.
He'll get the veteran Miguel Cairo as a pinch hitter. Cairo hitting .267 on the year, 7 homers, 32 runs batted in, 9 for 25, one of his homers as a pinch hitter, and 7 runs batted in. The Reds have the best pinch hitting core in baseball. They're 0 for 1 at that this afternoon, swinging a foul that knocked the mask off of the catcher Chris Iannetta. Strike 1 on Cairo. Remarkable 55 pinch hits, 8 of them homers, and 35 runs batted in. Rockies have 3 pinch hit homers and 20 RBIs, but only 38 hits. Swing and a miss by Cairo. It's 0-2. Cairo has been with a number of clubs. 0-2 pitch, fouled off to the left and out of play. Was with the Yankees during some of the time that Jason Giambi was with New York, and they were spending a fair amount of time visiting with each other behind the batting cage yesterday. Another 0-2 pitch. Outside, didn't go after a fastball that was low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Street winds and fires, and it's sliced farther down the right side, but again foul from the start and back into the seats. 1-2. Rockies baseball brought to you by Mattress King. From Fort Collins to Colorado Springs, Aurora to Avon. Find out why Mattress King says nobody beats the king. Nobody. Drew Stubbs and Dave Sappelt will follow here. So 3 right-handed batters for Street. The 1-2, checked his swing, and he did. 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch, fouled away again. Cairo battling with Street here. That's 7 pitches already in the at bat. The 2-2 fouled a little closer to the action, but again into the crowd. Just spoiling fastballs. Street with pretty good velocity on that one. 93, 94 on the fastball for Houston there, but Cairo fouled it off to the right. Mound in shadows now. Home plate kind of mottled with shadows and sun. 2-2 is fouled away again.
He's working fastballs inside and outside, trying to get Cairo to maybe pop something up or get something soft off the handle. Good battle still continues.
Got that bright sunshine behind the pitcher. Won't necessarily pick up the spin as easily as you would like to at the plate. 2-2 swing and a miss. He got him with a slider. After fastball, a slider to punch out Cairo.
And what Houston loves to do is throw that thing down at the knees. It looks like it might be coming in there for a strike and drops off at the end, and you have that hitter swing over top. Exactly what Cairo did there.
First out in the Reds' 8th. It'll bring Drew Stubbs to the plate. Stubbs has flied out 3 times. It's been a day for fly balls, folks. A lot of home runs, a lot of outfield putouts. Fastball off the outside corner to the right-handed hitter for ball 1. He has flied to center and then twice to right, the last one in the 5th inning in foul territory. 1-0 pitch is fouled into the upper deck behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rockies have left-hander Matt Reynolds and a right-hander Matt Lindstrom up in their bullpen. 8-7 Rockies, 1 out, top of the 8th. Pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike on Drew Stubbs. Street with those feet together to take the sign. Now he winds and fires, and it's a foul. Back to the screen. Count remains, or count goes to 2-2 now. Get you more scoreboard updates between Major League Baseball and college football on this Saturday in September. 2-2 is strike 3 called. A fastball at the knees, and Stubbs is out, number 2.
Well, Houston Street looks sharp, and he's had several outings in a row now. We mentioned 5+ innings straight without allowing an earned run or run of any kind, and he's hitting his spots right there, moving in and out. Got the fastball and the slider working just where he wants.
2-seamer that just worked back onto the outside corner. Drew Stubbs goes down on strikes for the 187th time. 2 outs. Dave Sappelt batting for the first time today, came on in a double switch, and he'll take a fastball outside for ball 1. Sappelt in last night's ball game had a double in 4 tries. 269 hitter on the year with 3 RBIs. The pitch in for a strike. Count evens at 1-1. Chevy Sports Desk brought to you by your Colorado Chevy dealers. Get a Silverado during the Chevy season of doing. The Silverado's the truck that can do it all. 1-1 pitch is fouled out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Up the highway with 30 seconds to play in regulation. The Cal Bears 30, the CU Buffaloes 30. Tyler Hansen has passed for nearly 500 yards today for CU. Quite an entertaining game, just like this one. 8-7 Rockies. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Pitch way outside to Sappelt. And the count evens at 2-2. Air Force fell to TCU today. CSU knocked off Northern Colorado. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul to the screen. Baseball action. Cubs beat the Mets 5-4 in New York with 2 in the top of the 9th. Toronto beat Baltimore 5-4. Home run number 41 for Jose Bautista. Another 2-2. Another foul ball as he fought off a fastball, did Sappelt. 3-3 the Indians and White Sox in the 9th in Chicago. 2-2 the Twins and the Tigers in Detroit. And just like this game here in the 8th inning in Texas, Oakland is up 8-7 on the Rangers. Pitch to Sappelt. Swing and a miss. He got him. Houston Street strikes out the side in the 8th. 8-7 Rockies here on the Rockies Radio Network. Coors Field, 8-7 Rockies. Miguel Cairo pinch hit for Juan Francisco, stays in the ball game at third base, and Sam LeCure, who came on to strike out a pair to end the Rockies' seventh, will get a pinch hitter. Eric Young Jr. will bat for Houston Street as Rafael Betancourt begins to work in the Rockies bullpen. EY will swing and slice it into left field for a base hit. So Eric Young gets his third pinch hit of the year in 19 at-bats. He's aboard to start the bottom of the eighth.
Interesting there for EY Jr. He's usually a guy kind of like Johnny Herrera, goes up there looking to maybe take a pitch or two, at least till he got a strike, and kind of gauge the temperature of the pitcher. Not this time for Young. He saw the pitch he wanted, got himself a base hit.
And of course a threat to steal, and LeCure knows that. And limited time, the rookie Mesoraco is 0 for 1 trying to throw out base stealers. And they have a pitch out in the first pitch as Dexter Fowler was showing bunt. Nothing happening, and it's ball one. Let's pause for station identification here on the right. Bunt try is fouled at the plate by Dexter Fowler. He tried to pull the bat back and it glanced off the bat. 1 ball and 1 strike on Dex, who's got a 2-run homer on the day, a 1 for 4 afternoon. Told you with the deep bullpens, more activity on both sides. Betancourt prepping for the ninth, and Jerry checking out the Reds pen. Is that Chapman out there?
I believe it is Chapman. Yep.
Throw to first and back with a dive is EY. And that's if it gets to Carlos Gonzalez. You've got Fowler as a switch hitter, and then the right-handed hitting Chris Nelson, who came on for Mark Ellis, who left the game after being hit in the helmet by a pitch. It appeared Mark was fine. 1-1 to Fowler, a breaking ball that misses outside. 2 balls and a strike on Dex. Leadoff hit from Eric Young Jr. pinch hitting. Rockies up 8-7 here in the bottom of the 8th. Young out to his lead. Votto holding him on. LeCure looks over his shoulder at first base. Comes set. There goes Young. The pitch is fouled by Fowler. Back to first will go EY. 2-2 now. That game in Boulder has gone to overtime with Cal and CU. CU gets the ball first. Check again by LeCure to first. And a throw over that way. EY on the season, 18 steals in 20 tries. Gets out to a good healthy lead. And now Fowler's tired of waiting on LeCure, and he'll reset at home plate. With 2 strikes, Cairo's backed up at third base. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball that was out of the strike zone. Dexter strikes out, and the runner is still at first. 1 out for Chris Nelson.
You know, that's what Jim Tracy put that hit and run on earlier before Dexter got 2 strikes, because he set Beptel to strike out, and he ends up striking out there, and then you still got your runner at first base.
Looking to get some insurance. The Rockies are up 8-7. Chris Nelson, a home run last night playing at shortstop, came on to pinch run for Mark Ellis, so this is his first at bat. hitting at .233. There goes Young, and it's a base hit up the middle, just by the reach of Brandon Phillips, who was running to cover the bag and nearly caught that line drive. But Nelly has a single. It sends Young to third. Men on the corners with one out.
Oh, that was interesting. That ball right up the middle, but like Jack described, the second baseman Phillips almost caught that, and there was no way that Young was going to get back to first in time. That would have ended the inning, but instead the Rockies ended up with one out, still on the runners at the corners.
Pitching change. Dusty Baker is going to go to the lefty to face Carlos Gonzalez. 8-7 Rockies, bottom of the 8th. We'll be back on the Rockies Radio Network.
Throwing left-hander. Aroldis Chapman comes on for the Reds. The Rockies lead by 1-8-7. First and third in this 8th inning and one out. Chapman on the year has 48 appearances, this being number 49. Record of 4-1, 3.68 ERA. Interesting numbers in his last 32 games. He came off the DL late June. Last 32 games, 31 innings, 50 strikeouts, allowing only 12 hits. But he has walked 15. That's why he still has some trouble with the walks, and the ERA is up near 4 as a result.
And I was just thinking about it as he warmed up, Jerry. Cargo might be your best bunter. Would you risk trying to squeeze here with the challenge of hitting Chapman?
And he could do a safety squeeze too. You got all kinds of speed at third base. It's a runner that can read that bunt if he needs to at third, not have to go on the pitch.
Well, Dusty Baker at least thinking about that possibility, and the fact that Cairo is up a little bit at third. He's maybe a step or two behind the bag at third. Cargo 2 for 4 on the day. And a fastball backs him away from home plate for ball 1. Chapman, a strikeout and a walk in last night's game, so right along the lines of everything else he's been doing here in the second half of the season. Lots of punch outs and lots of free passes. First and third, one out, 8-7 Rockies, bottom of the 8th. 1-0 pitch inside. Carlos able to check his swing. 2-0. Gonzalez steps away for the moment, doubled off the out-of-town scoreboard and right, and scored in the first inning, singled in the fourth. 2-0 pitch in the dirt. Good grab by Mesoraco, the rookie catcher, way outside by Chapman. 3-0. Not just that it was outside, it was also moving at almost 100 miles an hour. Kid Price said, I didn't get many of those in the minors. Throw to first, and Nelson is back with a hand tag of the bag. The lefty ready. He'll again throw to first, and a lot closer that time. Nelson back. He's got a good move. Held a long pause, and Nelly, like the first baseman Votto, they're looking into that sun a little bit. 3-0 pitch to Cargo. He swung at it and fouled it over the third base dugout. That might have been ball 4. It was borderline on the inside part of the plate. Long look in by Chapman. Now he gets that red glove to his chin. 3-1 pitch is fouled away. It's 3-2. Fastball at 97. Email of the game contest this year, one of our popular activities, and the folks at Brakes Plus are gracious sponsors. We thank them. Brakes Plus, a whole lot more. Look to have them back next year. From 3-0 to 3-2. Chapman fires a curveball nearly over the head of Mesoraco. That's ball 4. And that loads the bases for Troy Tulowitzki.
Well, you know what? I'm shocked he threw a breaking pitch there. His best pitch is a fastball. He can't afford to walk the bases loaded with the cleanup hitter and your best RBI man coming up. He threw the curve, and it wasn't even close.
You know what I loved at the end of it, Jerry? He looked at his hand like the ball slipped out of his. Well, it was obvious it didn't finish like he wanted, but I'm right there with you. He threw a slider, and that was a break for the Rockies. He loads the bases with the walk. Now Tulo. Troy has a couple of grand slams in his career. RBI single in the first inning. Sacrifice fly in the fourth. The other 2 times called out on strikes. So 1 for 3 officially. Fastball gets to the screen, skips away. Home comes it. Eric Young Jr. 9-7 Rockies. And the other runners move up. It's how you live and die at times with Aroldis Chapman.
You love the 101 mile an hour fastball, but you got to work with the breaking pitches that are ball 4 and the wild pitches that allow a run to score.
And Brian Price goes to the mound. That was a fastball. He just trying to keep it down. Skidded it right off a home plate, and no chance for Mesoraco. Unfortunately for EY this time, the ball didn't bounce right back to home plate. It bounced off to the first base side, and Young scored easily.
I'm watching Eric Young Jr., and he read that the right way. He was going to make sure that ball didn't bounce back in the backstop, and he being out at home, he watched the thing and then just sort of jogged in from there.
Miguel Cairo came in to interpret for Brian Price, and Devin Mesoraco, the catcher, when Price went out to talk to Chapman. Now you've got Nelson at third and Gonzalez at second. And the Reds now down 2 runs are going to bring the infield in. One-0 pitch, low, 2 balls and no strikes. With the 2 RBIs today, 105 on the year for Troy. Ryan Howard with 111, Prince Fielder with 108. Matt Kemp with 107, and then Tulo. And then you go down to 95 for Ryan Braun. Pitch low, 3-0. It's like trying to find the strike zone down. He's backed off a little bit on the velocity, but he can't get it in the zone. That fastball, yeah, I like backed off on the velocity at 95.
Yeah.
3-0 pitch. Troy will take it for a strike.
Well, if you're the Reds, keep in mind you got first base open. You got a left-handed hitter coming up, so I think walking Tulowitzki, he's pitching around him here to walk. It wouldn't be such a bad thing for the Reds.
Chapman, the 6th pitcher out of the Reds bullpen. 3-1 to Troy is low ball 4, and that loads the bases again for Jason Giambi. But it's not going to be Chapman lefty on lefty, because here comes Dusty Baker. I don't think he can trust that Chapman will throw strikes. He'll make a pitching change with the bases loaded. A run home for the Rockies here in the 8th. 9-7 Colorado. We'll be back on the Rockies Radio Network.
Bases loaded and 1 out. New pitcher is a lefty, Jeremy Horst, Horst. This will be for Horst, appearance number 9 for the year, no record, 2.61 ERA. For Horst, this is his 3rd call-up the last time around, 3rd call-up with the Reds this year. Last time he pitched was a little over a week ago at a game at St. Louis.
1-4 with a 2.81 ERA. Pitching for Louisville. That's the AAA club for the Reds. Jeremy Horst against Jason Giambi. Giambi has a 2-run homer. It's been hit by a pitch, has flied to left and struck out. Nelson at 3rd, Gonzalez at 2nd, Tulowitzki at 1st. 9-7 Rockies. First pitch way outside. Mesoraco has to work to his left to grab it. Ball 1. Rockies with a 4-run first, 2 in the 2nd, and single run so far in the 4th, 5th, and here in the 8th. Breaking ball misses inside, 2-0. You're a kid who a couple of years ago was pitching in Billings, Montana, and now you're facing a guy with 428 home runs. He has walked 5 men in his 10 innings of work. Check swing by Giambi, and the pitch is low, 3-0. That's the thing sometimes when you forget about it. Jeremy Horst is 25 years old. Jason Giambi's 40, so when Jeremy started to figure out baseball, he knew all about it. Jason Giambi inside ball 4, and that'll force in a run. 3 straight walks with a wild pitch to boot, and the Rockies lead it 10-7. And as effective as Francisco Cordero has been at the back end of the Reds bullpen this year, their ability to get to Cordero has been one of their problems this season. Seth Smith now, he'll take a breaking ball for a strike.
So Dusty Baker was saying yesterday, Jack, he said the back end of the bullpen, not a problem. Leading up to that back end of the bullpen, big problem this year.
You know, Nick Massett's been solid for them as their 8th inning guy. Breaking ball is popped up right in front of home plate, and the pitcher drops the ball, but it's an infield fly rule. Infield fly rule called by the home plate umpire, and Miguel Kairos is good. Step on home plate anyway to see if we can get a double play.
I don't know if that ball is going to stay fair or not. Infield fly rule only applies if the ball is fair. Came close to being fouled, but it was a fair ball. When he touched it, he was standing in the infield grass.
It's the second out as all the runners stay put. And Jordan Pacheco, whose home run back in the 5th inning gave the Rockies the lead back. Bats here with the bases loaded, way outside to him, ball 1. Jordan 2 for 4, singled his first time up. So for Pacheco, 4 hits and 13 at bats and 3 RBIs. He's got the bases full of teammates. With 2 outs here in the 8th, swings and fouls it to the screen. Scoreboard update from the Chevy Sports Desk. The CU Buffaloes had to settle for a field goal in overtime, and the Cal Bears on their possession scored a touchdown, and they hand CU their 2nd loss. A thrilling game, but Cal wins it 36-33. 1-1 is low and inside to Pacheco. Air Force lost to TCU 35-19. And CSU won, was it 35-14?
33-14.
33-14. Wrote down the wrong number on my sheet. 2-1 to Pacheco. Line towards left field, and that's a base hit. It'll score 2. Home comes Gonzalez. Home comes Tulowitzki. Another hit for Jordan Pacheco. 2 more RBIs. It's now 12-7 Rockies.
Well, the Rockies go looking for insurance runs. They do it in a big way some nights, and this is it for the Rockies. They needed the home run by Pacheco to get the lead back in the 5th inning, and Jordan helps out with more insurance work here in the 8th.
So 3 RBIs today for Pacheco. And 5. That's, you know, keep up that ratio, you know, 5 RBIs in 4 games. Chris Iannetta, the hitter now. 9th man to bat in the inning, and Horst misses high and away for ball 1.
It's like Mike Rotolo, our producer engineer, saying the other day, what if Dexter Fowler had 4 home runs every week?
Iannetta 0 for 3 with a walk today. Swings and misses at a changeup, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 12 runs on 13 hits for the Rockies. Boy, they made the Reds pay for those walks. 1 walk forced in a run. 2 other walks have scored. Iannetta swings and pops it up on the right side of the infield. Joey Votto, the first baseman, will grab it. That ends the inning, but the Rockies are in command now. 12-7, they lead it as we head to the 9th on the Rockies Radio Network. with a 12-7 lead. They led 6-1 at one point. The Reds tied it at 7. But the Rockies have come back to score 5 runs since, and Jordan Pacheco a big part of that, with 3 of the 5 runs knocked in by the rookie. And Rafael Betancourt will come on to try and wrap things up. It's a non-save situation now with the 5-run lead. Betancourt 2-0 on the year with 6 saves in 63 appearances. Rafi has a 3.14 ERA. But 4 holds and 6 saves, just 1 blown save since July 7th. And 3 for 3 in his last 3 save opportunities, just trying to nail down this win. He'll get a pinch hitter. Yonder Alonso, a left-handed batter, will hit for Valleca. Alonso, a base hit as a pinch hitter last night, has been terrific in that role. Young player, first baseman, outfielder, takes a fastball low for ball 1. Alonso hitting .417, 4 homers, 13 runs batted in. He is 25 for 60, 5 for 14 as a pinch hitter with a home run and 2 ribbies. Betancourt kicks and fires. There's a strike. 1-1. Let's pause for station identification here on the Rockies Radio Network. Betancourt works from the stretch all the time. 1-1 pitch to Alonso, swing and a miss. Boy, a changeup and well located by Rafael Betancourt. 1-2. Houston Street struck out the side in a perfect 8th inning. Rex Brothers got the final out of the 7th. Matt Belisle worked the 6th. Alex White went the first 5. 1-2 pitch hit pretty well towards center field. Fowler going back. He's got room, makes the grab. And Alonso, the pinch hitter, is out number 1 here in the 9th. And the crowd enjoying it. Good crowd again today. 38,499 today's attendance. And for the remaining Rockies home games, the 8 that are left, log on to wellsfargo.com/Rockies for details on purchasing 2-for-1 club level tickets. Wells Fargo NA, member FDIC. Devin Mesoraco, the rookie, bats for the 3rd time. He has struck out twice. He takes strike 1 here. Betancourt, 66 punch outs for Rafael in 57 2/3 innings. And he's had 32 of them since the All-Star break. That pitch a little bit low, a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reds hit 5 home runs off Alex White, 3 in a row in the 5th inning to tie up the ball game. To White's credit, he came back to get the final 2 outs in that inning as Mesoraco sends it to right field. Carlos Gonzalez back a step or 2. He'll grab it, and the Reds are down to their final out. After the home run by Jay Bruce, a second deck shot tied the game. White got Juan Francisco to fly out and Drew Stubbs to fly out, and that got him through the 5 innings. And in the bottom of the 5th, Jordan Pacheco hit his home run to put the Rockies back on top. So Alex White, in probably an appearance he'd like to forget to a degree, in line to win his 2nd in a row. Brandon Phillips, the leadoff hitter, will look at strike 1, a slider from Betancourt. Phillips is 0 for 4 today. He has fouled out and then grounded out his next 3 times up. 1 out to go for the Rockies here in the 9th. Betancourt, glove at the belt, raises that left leg and fires, and Phillips skies it to short left field. Troy Tulowitzki backing up. He's got it, and that's the ball game. The Rockies with some contributions all throughout the roster today, even the series with the Reds. Final score here this afternoon: Colorado 12, Cincinnati 7 on the Rockies Radio Network.